Oh, am I not visible? See, this is what I get for waiting until the last second. To figure out my settings. There we go. Lovely. Hello, 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 you made it. I almost started typing to you out of habit. Technical difficulties aside, we are officially live. Oh my gosh. Ian, how are you? Fabulous, I hope. And Mateo made it. Yay! Good, awesome. I decided to plug in my good microphone, but then I forgot that I'm just using my webcam, so a little bit of dissonance there, but we're just gonna we're doing it live. Good evening, everyone. Totally fabulous. I'm good. I am so good. I did the back to school stuff this week, so I've been kind of whooped, but I'm ready for the weekend. I'm ready for the weekend, that's for sure. Um, yeah, my daughter just started high school and has decided to do theater and choir this year, so I've got a lot of commitments coming up, but it's fun. I'm really excited for this because I actually am going to start the brainstorming process for the new project, so I am super excited. Yeah, I took the whole week off pretty much, just being lackadaisical. Um, and so tonight will be the first actual time I'm opening my notebook to write and get some brainstorming done. And I'm really excited too because Seekers was an urban fantasy, a real world urban fantasy, and this is a secondary world. So it's the first time I'm having to like really do serious thinking about the whole like world, do actual world building. Seekers world building was just one government agency and some magic. Now it's like, oh yeah, I have to do everything now. Um, that kind of thing. I'm pretty excited though. Yep, theater and choir. Yeah, she has always been a big um a big like personality, and so I always thought she would do great in theater, but her elementary and middle or intermediate schools only offered choir as an extracurricular. Now that she's in high school, she can actually do theater as an extracurricular, so she's doing both, and it'll be fun. What will y'all be working on this evening, if anything? Either way, it'll be good. As you know, I'm a night writer, so this is my best time. Oh, I've already written in this. That's interesting. I just opened my notebook for the first time and I've already got a page of notes. Book 3 edits. Awesome. I this last draft of Seekers really showed me how much I love editing. I wish I could be editing all the time, but I unfortunately have to do the hard part of actually drafting it first. Dishes. Listen, I got a sink full of them right now. The kids aren't here this weekend, so that's going to be one of the things I tackle, but not tonight. Not on a Friday. All right, well, I say we get a sprint going if everyone is amenable to that. I like to do ladders, but I think for this it's just too prohibitive to keep changing the focus. So I think we should do a 25. Does that sound good? Um, that'll give us a nice warm up, I think, since I'm just now sitting down cold. So, um, let's see here. Yeah, yes, hype. All right, I will go ahead and we'll do a 25-minute sprint. If I can remember how to do it. Yep, there we go. You can tell I'm rusty. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and we'll get started, and I'll check back in shortly. Okay, well, apparently I didn't turn on the sound to go off, but our first little sprint is done. Um, nice. Dishes are done. Excellent. I did a little bit of character work. I am brainstorming this new. Oh, it did? Oh my gosh, I didn't hear it at all. I don't know if it's muted on my side. Is my computer muted? Surely not. I don't know. Well, great. Well, I guess I'll just have to be the only one paying attention since you guys are getting the sound. Um, I I'm starting off by just doing a brain dump of everything I know about the story so far, which is not much. Um, just everything to do with the characters, everything to do with the plot, the setting, the magic system. So I'm starting with characters and I'm just writing out everything I know about the main two characters right now. So I got the first one done and I'm working on the kind of the background for the second one. And then I've got like two more important side characters and then the antagonist. And then I think I'll move on to the next section. But my wrist is hurting because I'm doing it all in my notebook. It hurts. I'm gonna give myself carpal tunnel. But I also do my best brainstorming work on paper. So that's why I do it that way. Um, Ian, how much did you get done? How much editing did you accomplish? Gra- the grapes? Okay, I don't know that term. What's the grapes? I'm gonna look it up. I went to go type the grapes of world building, and of course it came up with the grapes of wrath. Not quite the same thing. Geography, religion, achievements, politics. Okay. High key, I kind of I'm intimidated by all of this world building. Uh, social structure, economics. So, in some ways, the magical plague, which has completely ruined the kingdom of this where I'm setting the story, kind of helps with that because everything is in shambles. There are no, you know, there's economic. I do have to think about that stuff, but it's not as structured for sure. So, um, but yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it actually. The whole point of this book is a magical plague, which like functions like radiation so that it doesn't affect just people, it affects like plants and animals and even the land. So like this kingdom has been decimated by the plague. And yeah, so I'm that's kind of the backdrop and then the two main girls go on a quest to cure it. But yeah, it just means that because of the length of time that has happened since the plague hit, there's not really a lot of social structures left. Not a lot of people left either. That is actually one thing I'm having to think about is um, how long can people survive in these circumstances before everyone just dies? uh, so I'll get to that, I am sure. That's okay. I am a very swift Googler. I love to Google things. Um, Interesting. I do have a list from the uh, sci-fi writers, science fiction fantasy writers of America, that they have a like a list for world building, like a not a questionnaire really, but like a just like a master list of all the things you should ask yourself. And I've looked at it and I think it's really useful and cool, but I'm also just like again intimidated by the depth. Um, Especially coming off again that urban fantasy. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I can't wait to get into the magic system. I am learning about myself that I love developing cool magic systems. So, um, this one is kind of like the magic is like in the core of the world, and you access it by establishing over years and years and years ley lines that you can either build horizontally or vertically. So if you build horizontally, the more power you have over a larger swath of area. But if you build deep, if you build your ley lines deep, then you have access to stronger magic. And so that is kind of like my like explanation for why wizards live in a tower, is because they are building deep because they want more like powerful magic. But that also means that if they leave their little area, then they are functionally the same as everybody else. So that's the big thing for the magic system in the world that I'm really excited about. I can't wait to get into it. Um anyway. Okay. Well, let's give it another few minutes and then I think we can do another sprint. I think my wrist is almost recovered. Ley lines were only invented in the 20s. What does that mean? Because I have been wondering where I heard of it other than Final Fantasy. Because I've known I've heard about of that term before I started playing Final Fantasy, and then it was in Final Fantasy 14, and now I don't know where else I heard it from. I guess it was an Outlaw Star, but that is different. The galactic ley lines. Um, ley lines. I'm gonna look that up too. Hmm. A guy invented them. Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Okay, I think it's time for another sprint. Lord. Okay, let's see. Um, y'all good for another one? Mateo, you up for another one? Even though you don't have any more dishes to do? Although you might. I know I probably would take more than one load to get through all my dishes. Yeah, nice. All right. All righty, then I will go ahead and I think another 25 seems. I have been making lots of right related puns lately, and I need to stop. It's becoming an addiction. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start another timer before I get myself in any more trouble. And let's get to it. There we go. All right. See y'all in 25. All right, all right, all right, all right. It's still not popping up on the sound isn't popping up on my side, but oh well. 25 minutes in the bag. I saw that Leah stopped by. Awesome. Mateo, right a bit. Um, are you drafting or are you just like working on edits? Are you brainstorming? What are you up to in your current project, Mateo? I did one and a half more of these character workups or mock-ups. Not even that, it's just kind of a brain dump. Um, yeah. It occurs to me that I never really developed a villain in the previous little bit of thinking about the draft that I've done, or not the draft, but the project. Draft 2 of the main project. Yes, love urban fantasy. Um, as you know. Excited about more urban fantasy. That is the thing that I am having the most trouble with right now when I'm like on the hunt for comps is that there's not really a ton of urban fantasy that feels like what I'm writing right now, which on the one hand could be a good thing, but on the other hand could indicate that it's hard to sell. But I am highly excited and jazzed about anyone joining me in the urban fantasy space. Got through 5 or 6. Okay, awesome. Um, I'm so looking forward to getting those back on my side too. Um, I yeah, I'm still like, oh my gosh, what if she writes me back and she's like, "Hey, so I hated this." What I would do. Um, I'm sure she won't. I'm sure she's very professional and will be nice to me. But yay, Tanya made it. Hey, Tanya. I know she doesn't. I know she doesn't do that. That is the anxiety brain of what I am experiencing. Because that just as I was getting towards the end of that draft, I was like, wow, this could be really bad. And I would never know because I haven't shared it with anyone yet. And so since she's like the first person that I'm going to be getting real feedback from, and I have sent it to other people, of course. Mateo is one of them. Um, no, please, no. Well, okay, be professional, but also like be nice. No, but also be honest. Like if it sucks, I need to know. Like needing to hear it sucks is almost as important as needing to hear like all the other stuff because if it sucks, then at least I know that I need a lot more work to do on it, or even to just put it on the shelf and let it percolate a little bit longer. Like I, I I don't know. I would much rather hear that it sucks if that's your honest opinion than oh, it was fine. You're so close, than just like platitudes, you know what I mean? I'd much rather hear that it sucks than hear that it's fine when it's not actually fine. But I guess we'll just see. I'm I'm looking forward to the feedback process. That's a lot. That is a lot of books. That's impressive. I know you've got your long series that you're working on. I love that. I love that. I love the little community that we have. I just love that we're all like I can rely on your feedback on what her feedback will be, and I love that we're all part of this just wonderful little community. It's so great. It makes me feel so like part of something. That's the other thing is like I don't know. I've just had a hard time in years past trying to find people to talk with writing about. So I'm so glad to have you guys. So, Tanya, you know what I'm working on? I am working on a new project. I'm so excited. Um, oh, I'm getting comps. I am taking notes, but actually I am taking notes. Um, yeah, it's so nice. It's so nice to be able to pop into the Discord whenever I'm feeling lonely too. I'm so much of a lurker because I get so much social anxiety, but but it is nice to have people there, when I need a boost. So it's so nice. Um, yeah. So yes, working on a new project, brainstorming right now. Um, my hand hurts because I'm handwriting all my notes, but yeah, having fun. So, um, oh, secret and then not, yeah. I'm excited. Okay, cool. I'm into that because it's exactly what I need. I need a secret government agency. I also need cults, magic cults. I don't mention that in my log line for Seekers, but it is like a big part of like the whole concept of the whole series is the cult. Um, so cool. I'm gonna pick that up. Oh, I am happy to spill the tea anytime. I will talk about all my projects anytime you want. So this is a sapphic adventure fantasy about a kingdom that has been ravaged by a magical plague that pretty much wiped out most like livable conditions in this kingdom, including like not just people, but plant life, animals, and the land. And these two childhood friends who have been separated for a long time meet again as adults and are going to go on a quest to cure the plague and maybe do a little bit of falling in love on the way, which is a nice little difference from Seekers, which had absolutely no romance whatsoever in it. So I'm having fun. And the other benefit of this project as a palette cleanser from Seekers is that this is going to be at best a duology, but I'm really leaning towards it being a standalone. So it's a nice little short contained story that I can just get out of my brain while I'm waiting on all this stuff for Seekers. So that's the skinny on, and it's the working title is Daughters of Necessity. So I've got Seekers and I've got Daughters, and then later down the line I've got Trials of the Windsong Goddess. So I like apparently a plural word as my first word of my titles. Yes, yep. Big component of it. I'm really excited about it. Sapphic adventure story. Little, it's definitely not going to be a romantasy, like I'm not doing it in that way, but it is going to be a key subplot. So, yay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to finally be in a new project. It's so exciting. So, it's so what's the word I'm looking for? Reinvigorating after such a long haul for Seekers to be in something brand new. Ugh, as I'm sure you guys all know. Um, okay, well, it is just about 10:15 if we want to do another sprint. What do we think? Another 25 and then that'll wrap us up for the night. And that'll get me through all my characters, I think. So I think that's a nice little way to round it out. Let's do it that way. Yeah. I unfortunately didn't, but that's okay. It's Friday. I can stay up. I can stay up as long as I want. I told my partner too, because I'm in my bedroom. I was like, "Can you just give me the room until like 11?" So, fortunately, he's got gaming he's doing. So, all right. I am good for another sprint. Let's get this timer started. If I can remember how. I've already forgotten it's. There we go. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I've ruined it. Look at me. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Maybe. All right. Timer is starting, and I will see you guys in 25. Alrighty, that's our third sprint. We are donezo. Okay, I'll fix that, but I can't hear it at all, so I have no context for how to turn it down. But for next time, I'll fix it. um, how did everyone do on that last one? I finished up my little character dumps, and I'm now working on setting. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm glad I'm not deafening as many people. Let me see if I can fix that. Chimes. Oh, well, I'll fix it later. Yay! Ian finished a scene. Awesome. Got through some more notes. That's also awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait for that to be me. And Tanya did some maintenance, which is also important. Tanya, what time is it on your end? It's early morning, isn't it? I always ask and then I always forget the number to do math with. Yep. I am coming up with some ideas. I had to Google if there was an English word for a really, really big river, and I was disappointed to learn that there's not really one. There is a French word apparently though. 5:40 a.m. Woof. God love you. Thank you for being here. As a not a morning person, I don't know how you are doing it, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm glad it ends up working out that my late night sprints can be an early morning productivity boost for you. Yes, that's the French word. Um, but apparently there's no English word for that. So, doubling, that's awesome. I would like to stay up, but because I did have to work this morning, I will likely be hitting this guy pretty soon. So, which is my bed, if that wasn't clear. Um, but yep, I'm working on the setting, and this is one thing I know about the setting is there's a massive river that cuts through the whole kingdom that is affected by the plague. So I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. I don't know what this means, I fear. What time? Okay. It is 10:45 on my side. Yep. So, um, probably on like Saturday night, I could probably go a little bit later since I have the opportunity to sleep in. But I am usually up around 6 on working days, so I'm a little bit beat. Um, and this week I was telling them earlier that I had all the back to school stuff going on this week. So yesterday we had to do the meet the teacher stuff for all 3 of the kids because of course my school district can't possibly schedule them on different nights. So we had to do them for all 3. Um, and then we found that my daughter has a discrepancy in her schedule that we have to get fixed. Anyway, and then tonight was a theater thing. Anyway, I'm ready. I'm ready for for the situation. But I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me and getting some productivity done. I am so excited to be actually starting to actually get in the weeds of a new project. Oh my gosh. I don't do any of the lunches, but I am like the primary like person doing all the extracurriculars, which is great. But my kids are all, I have kids in every part of the arts. I've got an artist. My oldest is the artist. He's taking art and animation. And then my middle child, who's doing theater and choir, and then my youngest just started band. So now I have a band kid too. Um, so it's fun. It keeps me occupied, and I love being the momager and managing everything. But it is kind of an ass kicking sometimes, and I'm reminded of that this week. Um, I am ready for them to go back to school though and get out of my pantry. I will say that. Speaking of lunches, so yep. I wanted a sports kid because I love sports, but none of it, it just didn't pan out that way. My youngest, I tried to convince her to do athletics and band, but she wouldn't have it. But alas, yes, it's just so fun. I'm so excited. And yesterday we learned that the musical that the school is doing is Titanic. I didn't even know that was a musical, although I don't know why I'm surprised. There's a musical of everything these days. So it'll be her first like big production that she's being part of. So I'm so excited. Oh, and also she's on the crew for Paganini, so we're doing Paganini too. So really excited. But yes. All right, y'all. I can feel the brain starting to go. I was definitely feeling like my creativity starts to taper off towards the end of this last page that I was working on. Um, yeah, yeah, that's true. Not a lot of public transport where I'm at, unfortunately. But um, that's it for me, y'all. Thank you guys so much for coming. I will be back here in 2 weeks. I'm gonna try and do these on every Friday night, at the same time. Because as you may know, I don't tend to get a lot done on Friday night. So as you mentioned, this will help me as well be productive. So thanks, you guys. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys back here for the next one. And I'll talk to you in the Discord.